Alright, well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my F-Zero GX playthrough. Um, part 1. It's a new playthrough I'm doing here. I'm going to be playing through the F-Zero GX, I guess Grand Prix / story mode. So you're try to get pretty far, let's be real here. But I have not played this in a while, and quite frankly, played a bit of it with the Pro Controller, did terrible. Which is I'm using the GameCube controller, so I could, get some sort of closeness to the original, because I wasn't that bad at the original, but I am still a little rusty, I guess you could say. So we'll see how this turns out. Let's be real here. I said I have to get used to the controls again, and the tracks I still mostly remember, which is good. It's really just like I said, getting back that high speed what's it called, feel again, and then debating on whether I should adjust my controls, because there's apparently an option, the calibration thing, to mess with it just in case you think it's too sensitive, which I mean I never adjusted it back in the day when I used to play this on GameCube, so I figured I should be fine as is, because this is how I got used to the game, was playing with the calibration as it is right now. But who knows, Also have no idea how long this playthrough is gonna take me, or if I even 100% it. Like, at the very least, what I'm gonna do is beat the story mode just as is, get all the missions cleared, and then Grand Prix try to unlock all the what's it called, the cups and difficulties, and complete them all. I will say with that aspect, I may rely on save states to make the process a lot easier, just because I don't want to have to keep retrying cups and, dealing with the, what's it called, bots being annoying or overpowered or whatever you want to call them. So I'll just stick with, this. But visually, the game looks really nice on Switch 2. This is definitely, I guess, the closest thing you would look like when you played, what's it called, something like the Nintendo emulator on the Wii homebrew, which of course you could also do on the Wii U side of the Wii. And basically, get the best quality looking, resolution and stuff like that, which I did, and it actually looked pretty sharp on there, all things considered. Which I haven't done in a while, because I honestly haven't plugged my Wii U in a minute. I probably should, because that internal battery is probably gonna die if I don't plug it in soon. And it sucks because that has all my Wii and Wii U save data on there. Alternatively, the other way you could make this game look pretty good was if you had the original Wii and you had that composite cable that upped the res to 480p on a flat screen. It actually looked pretty good. And I did that at my buddy Chris's house, because he actually had the what's it called, the Wii with that cable, and on his flat screen back in the day, it looked amazing. But mind you, this was what, early 2010s when I saw it, and it looked very crisp for the time, and that was on a non 4K TV. Now keep in mind though, It's 4K now, so obviously, I mean, Wii U would still, with the emulator, would still look, you know, sharp as well. I'm pretty sure they must have done at least some sort of cleaning up on this version of the Switch Online thing. Although I've heard reports that on some games, like this one in particular, there's like sections where it slows down a bit, like the frames. So quality wise, there's still some, you know, touching up they could do, you know, to try to make it even crisper. But then again, when it comes to Nintendo and the whole online experiences like the N64 and all those other ones, they haven't really did the time to do too many improvements, just because, you know, it's like in their case, right? I mean, they're giving you just the game as is, and you know, not all the features are going to be available, and not all this stuff. Like in the case of GX, here, since it's technically being emulated on the Switch 2, the main thing you're not going to get that you could theoretically still do on the original is the whole arcade compatibility. If you somehow manage to find a, what's it called, F-Zero GX arcade cabinet, which apparently are pretty hard to come by, and I think by doing that it helps you unlock the secret characters in this game a lot easier, but quite frankly it's not necessary. I mean, it saves you time, yeah, from having to deal with a difficult story mode and trying to beat those missions on very hard, which gets you the characters, but even still, I think there's like another thing it unlocks too, but I mean, I never did that on my original GameCube because I never encountered one of those arcade machines, and how it worked, it would have been using the what's it called, Broken Down. Yes, still got first place. Broken Down. So yeah, I never got to do that on my original copy of the game, which I still have, by the way. It's in my room with my GameCube and stuff like that. Which obviously that would be the worst quality version to play because it uses composite cable, and I have no way to convert that over to my. Well, I actually technically do have a way to convert it over to my capture card, but it would just look awful, so I'd rather play this version. Let's be real here. Plus, you know, the idea is to play through it anyway, and I basically almost 100%ed my original copy on GameCube. The only thing I was missing in that version was what's it called, unlocking all the characters, I think, because I never got around to completing the story mode, very hard missions to unlock the secret characters. I did for some of them, but not all of them, because there's just some missions that are just awful. And theoretically, save states can't save me in those, because it's like one and done. Like if you lose kind of thing, right? So the only thing save states is going to help me with here is the Grand Prix, so I don't have to worry about messing up and falling off the course and losing my lives, because I could just save state back to, you know, the beginning of the race or whatnot. But because it's a racing game, obviously save states can't really help me too much mid-race. I mean, they probably could, but story mode wise, probably not, because those missions are very fast-paced and quick, and you really don't have anything where a save state could necessarily help you that much, aside from just retrying the mission. So most definitely won't be using it for the story mode, but again, we'll make the attempt to beat the story mode and unlock all the characters. I know I can definitely beat the story mode. It's unlocking them, the characters on very hard, which is probably the one thing I might not be able to do, just because, again, it's been years since I played this game, and even when I was in my quote-unquote prime of playing this game, I still wasn't good enough to beat those, so and as you can see, the rust is starting to show. And I'm also not an aggressive F-Zero driver either, to where like I attack the enemies with my spin attack. So you don't be expecting too much of that going on. As much as it does help, just because, again, skill-wise, it's not my strong suit. And I doubt it will be if it's, again, I haven't played this game in forever, so it's fine though. And it looks like we're about to complete the first cup, you know, as we were talking. This is because it's a very fast-paced game too. Like, you're gonna be seeing me breezing through some of this. So again, might not even take me too many parts to beat it. I just don't know about 100%ing though. That's the part where it's like, that's where it's gonna be the main thing that drains my streams, I guess, time wise. Ooh, that was a close one. I almost fell off the track there. As far as characters, I'm starting off by using Captain Falcon, obviously, because he's the all-around. I do have a character I use specifically, which I'm going to unlock after this race, called the Hyperspeeder. Because back in the day, my buddy Gonzalo showed me that one was one of the better, what's it called, tier characters in this game, as far as like speed and control and stuff like that. And so it was thanks to using Hyperspeeder that I was actually able to beat the harder missions, because you could do it with Captain Falcon. It's just, he just lacks the speed sometimes, when, especially on the harder difficulties, to where it's like, yeah, and might not be worth it to use another character. Plus, it's not like you're required to beat Grand Prix with all the characters, unless you want to, oh shoot, listen to their voice lines. But yeah, that was a pretty crazy cut right there. Don't be expecting too many of those, because I'm not risking the Grand Prix on those. But that was pretty crazy though. I didn't think I was going to get that much speed right there. These sections, sure, because aren't too bad, but it's the later sections. And it's a good thing I'm doing the Grand Prix first instead of doing the story mode, because the story mode's got some, again, pretty tough missions. And this will definitely prep me for that. Also, this game has a really nice soundtrack, for those who haven't heard it. It's like a mix of like techno rock or something like that. Well, I got a perfect run on Novus Ruby Cup, so that's good. But yeah, we'll show the cutscenes, of course, for these first couple races and cups that I haven't played through before, so you guys can get the most out of this playthrough too, for those who've never played this game. Yeah, first place. It also saves your times too, best time, best laps, best times, and stuff like that. I don't know where you can see the records, because quite frankly, I don't remember there being a way to, unless it's some other section in the menus that I just never looked at too much. But yeah, got first place in all of them. Benefit is you don't have to get first place every time, and there's not like a Mario Kart style ranking system where if you don't get first place all the time, you know, you have to have a reason to redo the race. I said, as long as you get first overall, then it's like it doesn't matter what you end up doing. But yeah, so it's the cutscenes. Captain Falcon getting cheered on. And now I get to get the funny interview. Yes. Yeah, I played a little bit of the Time Attack before this just to, you know, get a feel for the game. And yeah, I definitely don't recommend the Pro Controller or any other controller unless you do the whole, what's it called, customization with the sensitivity. Carson Director. I don't know if that's enough tickets to unlock Hyperspeeder, but we'll take a look. That's the thing is, as far as unlocking things, you have to get those tickets to be able to. Hit them. Which luckily the characters aren't too expensive. There is Hyperspeeder. Where's Hyperspeeder? Oh, there he is. Alright, perfect. Now, I think for the first couples ones, I'll just use Falcon just because, again, he's easier to control. But then I'll switch over to Hyperspeeder when I do Standard. And I won't use all my tickets to unlock characters yet. I'm gonna save up my tickets just so I can focus on the story mode after I finish Grand Prix. Because if I don't, then I'm gonna get shafted. This is a big blue. But yeah, interesting facts about this game that I know of. It was co-developed with Sega, so that explains the speed portion of this game, you know, and stuff like that. With the whole, probably people that worked on the Sonic games probably helped make this. Another interesting fact: for a while, this was the last, one of the last F-Zero games to have ever been released. Because after this, there wasn't a major console release, unless you count F-Zero 99, which I guess you could say is a major console release for the Switch. Also, I've never hit that before, so that's kind of first for me. I did not know you could hit that. It's like the weird like pipe or something that was hanging over there. That curve is really annoying. That was probably a mistake, but we recovered. Nice. Proceed to next. Wartown Air Drive. Yeah, that's the track you can see Rob the Robot right there. This is before his Smash Bros. Appearance, by the way, so... Which I don't know who he was, and I didn't know why there was a robot there. And if I am, my buddy Gonzalo was the one who pointed out the fact that he was there after we had already played Brawl, of course. And he was also the one that showed me there were secret characters in this game, because for the longest time, I'd only played through the easier difficulties, and I think eventually ended up beating the story mode and somehow managing to beat the all the Grand Prix thanks to his Hyperspeeder recommendation. But as far as the characters though, I think I didn't know, and then I forgot how I found out that that's the way you got him. I think it was just because I randomly decided to. Funny enough, the first mission I ever cleared on very hard difficulty was the one with Samurai Goro. I don't want to spoil too much of it until we actually get to that mission. But let's just say that mission is I mean it's all right. It becomes very annoying on the harder difficulties to some extent, but as far as accessibility compared to the other missions on that difficulty, like it's actually not bad, at least in my opinion. And so with that one, I remember there's Rob. I remember just being very hard, and then out of nowhere it said, "Oh, new character unlocked," and I was like, "Huh." I don't think he told me, or I don't think I was made aware that you had to do the missions on very hard to unlock them yet. And so I was like genuinely surprised, like, huh, a new character for doing very hard? That's interesting. And so I was like, okay, well, so I guess this is how it works. And so then I tried to, of course, this was after I had beaten the story mode, by the way. But after that, of course, I was like, okay, let me try doing the other ones. And I think the only ones I was able to clear on that higher difficulty was obviously the Samurai Goro mission. The third mission, I'm pretty sure I did. Fourth one, I barely did, but I did. And then the fifth one, no, fifth one was the one I barely did. The sixth one was annoying as heck, and that one you could probably get away with using save states, to be honest, because it is a very, very long mission. And again, I'm not going to spoil what it is, but let's just say, for those who know, it is very tough. And for that one, I might just use save states. It's just going to be hard using save states mid-race, though, because of the fact that what do you call it? I'm using the GameCube controller, the OG GameCube controller, which means I do not have access to the suspend button on this controller. I don't know if you can program it. I doubt it. In which case, what's it called? If I could, I would. I don't know what button I would do it to. Maybe the D-pad, if I could. And then I don't think the D-pad gets used much in a lot of these. Well, maybe melee at some point, I guess, when I do end up playing through that. I don't know. There's got to be a button I could do, but I don't know. Point is, unless I invest in the new wireless one, but I have to order it from Nintendo directly, and those things are probably still out of stock anyway, so if I can get one somehow, maybe. But even still, I think I'll just have the Pro Controller on the side, connected as player 2, and then just, do my thing that way. And that's just been attacked, by the way. Also, I may or may not cut the stream early because it is kind of late, and I have to work tomorrow. So that's the only thing where it's like, I should have done the stream earlier, but I had stuff to do. So just got back from Panama City, so I still had to unpack and get some stuff done or whatnot. But yeah, also one of the only cups in the game too to have two versions of the same area. In this case, Port Town. Port Town. I was gonna say, but yeah, so I just got back from Panama City with the folks and stuff like that. Great time, by the way. This also explains why I haven't been streaming for a couple days now. I think the last stream I did was that Wind Waker one, and it was on the day, my last day before vacation, so I did manage to basically, not 100% it, but I got just about everything I needed to get done, so, which is nice because, what do you call it? Actually, no, I think it was no, it was a Mario Kart stream, sorry. My last playthrough stream was definitely Wind Waker, which might have been the day before, or something, but, oh, I put someone out there. Now you get extra lives if you end up knocking out 5 people, which yes, this game has lives. Akin to something like Super Mario Kart, where if you lose the race and stuff like that, then you have like a couple lives depending on the difficulty, of course. And the same thing here, and in the original F-Zero, the higher the difficulty, the less lives you have, and what's it called, more opportunity to get game over, in which case you have to start the entire cup again, which we will definitely be trying to avoid and should be able to avoid. Oh shoot. Thanks to save states. Which maybe, you know, once we start using the hyperspeeder, we might not have that problem. There's certain cups that I am not looking forward to, where going out of the map is very easy. Like, all the courses I've been doing so far are kind of, I would consider kind of cakewalks to an extent, because they're not too terribly difficult. But once we get to the Emerald, and then more so the what's it called, the secret cups, that's where it's going to be more of a hassle. So yeah, I didn't get first place this time, which is fine. I still beat my rival, and again, as noted before, I don't actually have to hit first place all the time, as long as I just get the most points. Yeah, and pretty much, oh, here's the second meat city. This one's got its moments, but yeah, as long as I don't crash out and lose all my lives, I'm basically fine, give or take. Now this meat city is kind of a pain. And there's one particular section, and we'll see here in a bit, where it's kind of, if you mess up, you go out. And it's not, I wouldn't say easy to do, but if it happens, it happens, and it's very unfortunate when it does. This is in some sections I'm kind of taking my time here to not overdo it. See, with Falcon on this difficulty, again, with me being rusty, you can tell I'm kind of struggling right now with already for trying to get first place, and that's, again, mainly due to the fact that I am using Falcon for one, and also I'm not using hyper. Yeah, I'm not using hyper speeder, and I'm still rusty. There are two reasons. Call them good or bad reasons. It's up to you, but. This is exactly what I was referring to. It's fine though. I still have 4 lives. I got cocky there with this top speed. Yeah, this is again, if I hadn't already mentioned, this is a very tough game. Very tough racing game. Probably the hardest racing game I've played through and managed to basically beat. I mean, which again, in my opinion, beating is story mode and clearing all the Grand Prix. Unlocking all the characters is a whole nother rabbit hole, which again, I never got to do. So that I will say I didn't get to complete, but it's fine because the main objective, which is Grand Prix and story mode, I cleared. So. Second. But hey, we still won the cup, so I'll take it. What's a blood buff too? Yeah, so see, we still cleared it. Not the way we wanted to, but we cleared it. So that's 2 cups down. Which I guess each cup's doing about maybe 15 minutes, so if I have to guesstimate based on how many cups and how many difficulties, assuming I get everything on my first try, right? So time could vary there. That's about, what's it called? 4 difficulties, 4 times. About 5 hours worth of cups, I guess. Counting all the cups and all difficulties. Secret and secret difficulty. Which is about 2.5 parts. So I'll say around 3 parts for Grand Prix. Because we'll, you know, justify times off the restart. And then, what's it called? What else? Yeah, times I'll have to restart. And then,
from the
story mode.
F-Zero GP
Story mode I should clear in 1 part, so it should theoretically be around 4 parts for the main game.
Okay, then, I'd like to ask you something.
Listen to this.
Can you tell us why you became an F-Zero racer?
I was born to be an F-Zero racer.
Thanks for your words of enthusiasm, champion. That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix.
Yeah, so yeah,
F-Zero TV.
Thanks for playing.
not the Super Links part. So yeah, 4 parts, and then if I go completionist, maybe 5 or 6. So theoretically, it should only, the most it should take me is 6 parts, I would say. If I do end up going all out and I do actually manage to get everything, assuming I don't give up beforehand, on especially on the thing I already mentioned I'm not looking forward to, which is the story mode difficulty stuff. We'll see. Oh, and then of course if I end up having to replay some cups or something for the sake of, what do you call it, unlocking all the regular characters, because the regular characters, as you saw, I just need to buy them. But the only thing is I need tickets for them, and I don't genuinely remember if tickets you get are going to be enough. Keep in mind, I'm going to get tickets for completing campaign or story mode stuff too, so I think I should be able to get it without having to retry any cups. As far as getting the car parts though, that's where it's like, well, I could do that. I don't know that of any overpowered car builds. I could probably look some up. I never won Grand Prix with those though. I just relied on Hyperspeeder because I think with Hyperspeeder was enough. Unless you want to use that as a completionist sake for, I don't know, because I actually don't know if I, you know, another I guess completionist part of this game is the whole, those cutscenes at the end with the whole like getting the characters to spout a line after the announcer guy like, you know, ask them a question. In some cases, some of those do end up, you know, unlocking for as collectibles. In which case, you'd have to be mostly Grand Prix with every character at least once or a couple times to get all their voice lines on every difficulty, mind you. But I don't know if there's a way to bypass that without having to actually use the characters, because obviously there's characters in this game who stat-wise aren't the best, so having to beat all the Grand Prix with them could be a chore in and of itself. Unless I just happen to know or look up what the best like stats for them to put in are. Like as in with the whole what do you call it? Yeah, the best stats are with the whole that thing where you choose your bonus after you choose your character. I've been using that combination, the one you see where it's like that little dash or line, because that was the one I was using for Hyperspeeder, and apparently it is an ideal one for most characters. So kind of cheese that at the end. But yeah, so I don't know. But then, like I said, that's why I'm trying to see if by doing the custom carts you can circumvent that, because you can actually choose whichever character you want for whatever cart, because the character does affect the stats a little bit, but not as much as the actual parts themselves. So that's where it's like, well, could I theoretically do that to get all the cutscenes? Am I going to do that? Most likely not, because that's going to take me a while, and I wanted to keep this like a, you know, like a 4 to 6 part stream series anyway, because then after this I want to move on to other games. Hopefully another GameCube game if it appears on the Switch Online thing. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the new Borderlands, so I need to look into when that. I need to look into when that comes out, and also you'll have moments like that too. I don't know what the heck happened there, but yeah. What the heck was that? I just had like a sudden boost right there for no reason. There's like tricks you can do, like tech mechanics. I know there's like the staking thing I heard about. And then what's it called? This like trick you could do that really only speedrunners do, which is like the whole like having your card go on and off the edge or whatnot, because that apparently increases your speed somehow. And then there's like some stuff too with like decelerating or letting go of the accelerator button to let the boost kind of maintain itself. But it's like all that stuff like I could look into again and see what it all does, but honestly I'm not going to. I'm not trying to dissect the game. You know, let's be real here. Also like how all the courses in this game have a final lap song, which is like a slight variation of the existing song. There's a particular track I despise in this cup too. I mean, they're all pretty tough, but it's just this one in particular, the one I'm gonna mention when we get to it, is just not fun. Like, to the point where I basically don't even bother trying to get all the speed in that one. Like, I just, like, I'll end up getting satisfied with top 10 in that race just because it is very annoying. It is very easy to fall off the track. The other ones, I mean, they have their moments too, but that one that I'm not looking forward to. I mean, this one has its moments too, but the next one, yeah, the one after this one, is not a fun track. But we gotta do it. There's one cup when we get to it that's like, oof. It's a good thing they'd make it the first track, let's just say that. Mind you, the last one of that particular cup, which I don't want to spoil, is just as annoying to an extent, but in a different way. But by that point, it's like, if I'm already ahead in so many points, I take it easy and I'll be fine. But if you mess up at the beginning, I guess it's also not bad either, because you can just restart the cup without having to have used up any of your lives. Like, if you go down on that course, you might as well just restart the cup, because yeah, why waste them so early when you can just restart? It is crazy seeing all these like different space planets and stuff like that. I guess you visit. Keep in mind, some of these tracks are probably on the same planet, which could be just Earth. I don't know if canonically it's explained where a lot of these planets are. I know Big Blue is technically its own planet. I'm pretty sure. Like, that's the only one I know of aside from Earth, which I believe Mute City is on Earth. And I think Porttown is too. I don't, like I said, I don't know too much about the F-Zero lore to confirm, so take my stuff with a grain of salt, you know. For all I know, all the freaking tracks are on the same planet, and then maybe there's just a couple that are on different planets. Like Sand Ocean, for sure, I figured would be its own, but again, they very well could all just be on the same planet. I don't know, just some weird futuristic Earth with aliens that just happen to visit us for whatever reason. I feel like I'm slowly getting better. That was not good. I almost off the track there, which would have been annoying, so I've done it on the last lap, but... And as you can see, one of the racers already went down, too, because we're only 1 out of 29 now. Even the CPUs have their moments. Right, completely missed those. Uh-oh. And this track, if you go too fast in a couple of the sections, it's not fun because you could fall off very easily. Or like you just go, like there's a lot of tracks where you just go too fast and it's like not even like you falling off the cliff because you fell to the left or to the right. It's because you went so fast on a ramp that the ramp just launches you because of the momentum and you just freaking fly into something or fall off that way. Yeah, lightning half pipe. Oh man. Lightning half pipe. This monstrosity right here. This is probably my least favorite track in the entire game. And it's not even in the hardest cup overall, funny enough, but it's here. Despise this track with a passion. You could theoretically do shortcuts on this one, on some of the parts, right? But I don't even mess with that. I just try to stay in the middle. I think one time I was just like on a hardest difficulty and I was already on a good pace as far as points. Because I guess I must have first placed the other ones to where like when I got to this one and I like messed up one time, like fell off the cliff or whatnot, I was like, nope, I'm not risking a game over. I am. That was not funny either. Like even drifting is very, very stressful because of the fact that you get moments like that. And so like I just literally just took the track slow, didn't even bother making any boosts and stuff like that until I got to like straightaways like this. It's not worth the stress. Man, I'm being ballsy now just because it's on an easier difficulty, but and I have more lives, but I guess the one good thing is that because there's no like guardrails in a lot of this, like you can't really go down for hitting the walls, which is good. I mean, you could theoretically do it at the end if you choke on the, what's it called, on the laser section, but nope. I went too far for that boost, and the worst part is I literally lost control after that, and there wasn't much I could do. Like, I couldn't drift back into the course. Like, once you go out like that, like, you're done, so. I'm not gonna use that much boost. I'm good on points. Like, the next track is also kind of a, well, it's not a pain, definitely not nearly as much of a pain as this, but it also has its moments where you can fall off easily too. So I also try to be cautious there as well. Not as much as here for sure, but still to the point where I'd rather not restart the race or restart the cup just because I messed up on the last sections. I don't know what happened there. And this curve right here always scares me too. Like, it's very annoying. Hit him pretty good, but I think he had full health, so it didn't really do much. And I am not gonna try to knock him out now. That was kind of like a cheap shot to see if I can get him, but. The computers have like magnets to the ground, so it's very rare for them to fall off the track. Well, I guess Blackpool just did. Look at that. And here's my rival too, so that worked out perfectly actually. Funny, one of my cousins, Alex, when he first saw me play this game, he thought Blackpool was Batman, which, to be fair, the comparison is there. Like, they both have similar looks. Just one's obviously based on a bull and the other one's based on a bat. But it's still funny nonetheless. Now when you knock out your rivals, though, it's perfect because that's the person who, of course, had the closest amount of points to you going into the race. And so if you knock them out, you basically cost them the Grand Prix because they get 0 points. And then move on to the next race, as in they got whatever the last place available is. Yeah, once you knock them out, like, you basically, because you cost them 100 points worth of potential points, like, you literally cost them the Grand Prix. Unless you just choke again in the last couple races, then, I mean, there's no way they could catch up to you. So that's the one benefit of knocking out all the racers, aside from extra health and extra lives. Good luck doing it is the real thing. So someone already got knocked out of the race already. It's crazy. Also, just wait until what do you call it? The computers get aggressive and they start hitting you. Because right now they don't really hit you as much. I mean, they'll hit you with the, you know, what's it called, the bare minimum, which is them ramming into you or whatnot. But like, they will not attack you right now. But ow. On a higher difficulty, they will take chunks of your health if you're not careful. They do put themselves at risk by doing that though, as in they could knock themselves off the cliff. But it's not something you want to take lightly either, because they very well could knock out that last bit of health you have. And in which case, that again will cost you the race if you get blown up. So best not to do that. Literally almost fell off the track right there. Would have been a terrible way to finish the lap 3. First place. Somehow still got perfect points though. And even if I would have gone last place, I still would have won, because you saw with them having 346 was the closest score to mine. Yeah, it was an old cup. And it's funny because the cups are obviously based on gems, which again, funny enough, around that time the Pokemon games were in full swing. GameCube or Game Boy Advance and DS specifically, so I was like, oh, it's all the Pokemon gems as, you know, cups in this game. But of course, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald were Gen 3, and then Diamond was for Gen 4, but there was no Pearl, because, you know, Pearl is technically not the same gem as the other ones. In which case, I guess you can count the 5th cup as maybe the alternative, but... And it's like every game they had the theme. The original was like King, or like Jester, or Joker, Queen, King Cup, I think. No, it was it? Or was it? I don't remember. Pretty sure it was either that for, what's it called? X. And X had the same as the original, I think. The same type of cup names. Although it did have an extra one that the original didn't have, but... Alright, we're gonna use Hyper Speeder right now.
That's a great machine you've got there.
The Blue Falcon is the fastest machine on the circuit.
I'd love to ride in that kind of machine just once in my life. That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix.
Zero TV. Thanks for playing. Thank you for. Alright, well, we completed Novus as far as we can physically do right now. So now let's do standard with and then probably finish off the stream with that, just doing these last 3 cups and calling it. And yeah, hyperspeeder, definitely notice a big difference in speed. Especially on the cups that are in tracks I feel confident in now. After playing through them at least once with Falcon. But I also have to get used to hyperspeeder's car, because his is obviously has a slightly different feel to Falcon's, but as you can see, his top speed is already, or his acceleration slash top speed is already pushing first place. And he goes like 1400, what's it called? Kilometers an hour, so it was around his top speed, which basically leaves a lot of these guys behind on tracks where I can have the advantage in not getting hit with a lot of things. Yeah, we'll definitely be breezing through a lot of these guys. Casino Palace. Unlike Mario Kart, there's no increase in speed on difficulty. It's literally just the computers are harder. Which is good in that sense, right? Because if you get really good at the game to where, like, you know, you master driving the tracks and, you know, the layouts and all that stuff, if you can manage with the computers at that point, then you're good. Unlike Mario Kart, which I guess for the, if you're getting into it, who've never played it before, at least to try to be a completionist, it can be more of a learning curve, because not only are you going faster, but you're also dealing with different CPUs. But in this game's case, it's literally just what's it called? The learning curve of the difficulty of the computer players, which they get pretty annoying on the later difficulties. Don't let that me justifying the fact that there's no increased speed as mean that it's easier, because it's not. It's still pretty tough. Plus the hyperspeed is definitely more sensitive on the control stick too. You have to kind of watch where I turn. But as you can see, the computers also get more desperate too to try to catch up to you, so they'll also risk their ships like using up their boost, right? So that's one thing that, again, they're not going to do in the lower difficulties. So you'll see more people on red health, which I guess you could take advantage of by knocking them out if you're quick about it. The question is, how is this planet habitable if it's literally a planet full of sand, unless they just, again, the creatures here, or aliens or whatnot, just do not mind that at all, or are still able to get their resources. Unless it's like a planet that got populated. Well, obviously there's the creatures that are probably already there, But as far as like humanoid people, like I'm sure they're the ones who just visited the planet and then just made it their own kind of thing. But I don't know. Again, I don't know the lore. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I figured that's how that works. Yeah, the main thing is, like I said, getting used to his sensitive control slash and his top speed being higher means that it's increased chances of me running into things too, so more things to worry about, I guess, that I won't have to with Falcon. But the problem with Falcon is that he just becomes too slow. It's very easy for the computer players to catch up to him because his top speed's not there. Proceed to the next phase. Lightning across. I might try to calibrate the controls after this, just to see, mess around with it. Just his turning kind of sucks. That's the one thing I'll say. Hyperspeeder doesn't turn as good as Falcon. It can be sensitive, which could help, but if you're not timing it correctly, like I am, then you'll just end up running into the wall because you didn't do a wide enough drift, or you run into it because it's too sensitive, and yeah. Broken. Yes, there we go. And just like a lot of the characters in the game, they have that Batman eyes. The whole triangle thing going on. Especially if they wear a mask like him. There's still quite a bit of people that are still racing. Alright, that goes the Rupee Cup. F-Zero TV.
F-Zero TV. From the special F-Zero GP venue, we're broadcasting an interview with the Grand Prix champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something. What was the key to your victory?
The machine's explosive speed, my superhuman fitness and reflexes, the list is endless.
I see. Thank you for the interview. That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix. F-Zero TV.
Thanks for playing.
The Liberty Manta piece. Sapphire Cup, standard class. Just cuts in front of everyone. Well, I'm not doing too hot, unfortunately. I'll quit the cup at that point. Start over. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what, it's quite the struggle to get those curves going. I have to like turn in a certain way, I feel like, but. And this is what I should have expected, so. take fourth, I guess. It's just a tough track, to be honest. I still can't seem to get the turning down, but like I said, I don't know if it's just the sensitivity I gotta mess with. I could probably make up for it with these next couple tracks, though. If I don't, well, there you go. If I mess up on Big Blue in future difficulties, I'll just save state before I get into the race so I can kind of, you know, save a little bit of time on, what's it called, having to navigate to the menus to cancel out. Again, one of the perks of it being the first race, right? What's annoying is this track only has one healing spot and it's at the end. I got first. I'll take it. Down top again. String. My top speed, natural top speed just happens to be faster than most of the characters here. My top speed there. That was unfortunate. I don't know how that happened, but sure. They have extra lives. Very easy for me to get shafted like that. Someone's off the course somehow. Some racers falling off. I'll take that. Long fight. I was doing pretty good that race too. Despite that blunder at the first lap. Okay. Ute City. And then we got one more cup to do after that, and we are good. Not sure what happened there. Also, 2 of the racers fell off, which is crazy. 3, 4. Retarded. Nice left. Alright, now I gotta take it easy because I have only and then if I get game over here, I will call it for the stream just because I am tired, and that's probably why I'm doing as better as I'm doing. In which case I can pick this up later. That was a little close. Got 8. I'll take 8th place. Should go to 1. Alright, well, last cup.
F-Zero TV. From the special F-Zero GP venue, we're broadcasting an interview with the Grand Prix champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something.
Oh shoot. Well, that's fine. I finishing up the stream here anyway. Emerald Cup. Firefield. Cylinder nut. To the boot, notice the healing panel a little more, but proceed to next. Intersection. There's space. Yes, indeed. Alright. Casino house. As far as the fastest path, I don't know if the ones that I choose technically are the fastest, but I mean, they're getting me by, so I'll stick with them. Ow. Two more tracks and then calling it for the stream, which of course one of them is the annoying one and the other one's the alright one. Oh jeez. Especially with him going as fast as he does, I probably won't really boost as much. It's that same exact spot that I messed up in last time. See, like that time I didn't even want to hit it. It literally just happened because I hit the other one, it kind of propelled me to that one, and then it's like once you do it and do that, like you literally have to hard drift to the left and hope that you can get back on. And that's why I try to take this course easy and not do that, but I wasn't trying hard enough there. That time I did it fine, but I'm trying to avoid doing that. Got on the last track. Bang, bang, bang. Unfortunate. Stop. I get game over, I get game over. That's just it. I'll have to call the stream because of that too, but I hope not to get game over. If you have to make it this far. But see, I don't even understand how. How did I do that? Alright, well, we gotta make this count because I don't have any second chances. But if we go down, we go down. I'm not using safe states or nothing. I'd rather call it, and then, I mean, I was gonna call it anyway, but it just sucks because I would have preferred to beaten the cup, and I still have big blue after this too, which at that point I have to play extra cautious too, because if I go down then, it's the same thing as going down here. I almost lost balance there. I'm not even gonna use the boost, I'm just gonna rely on pure top speed alone. I don't even need to, that's the thing, like I'm pretty sure because I got first place the other races, like I don't need to. Almost off the tracker there again. That spot's annoying. Now I just gotta do big blue. Oh man, big blue ordeal. reset for what? Because I bounced off a racer. Alright, well that's game. Alright, okay.